Like your whole ball sweat's in there now, bro. Ugh. Oh no, not Maddie Jesus. Mises? Hey guys, it's your girl Laisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Boys. We're on season 5, the final season, episode 3, which is called Every One of You Sons of You Know What. All right, last episode we had the return of Soulja Boy. Homelander decides to wake him up because he's feeling very lost, very distraught, very alone, and he claimed he did it because he wanted to use his dad for Renaissance, but he should have known that his dad never follows orders, and he also never told his dad that the virus existed that could potentially kill him. So while that was happening, the boys group were actually trying to test the virus because it's been tweaked and amped in order to be Homelander strong. And so they found what they thought was the perfect test subject, but that turned out to be more of a detour than they planned. And well, things didn't exactly go according to plan, but they did end up getting to test the virus against Supes, including Soulja Boy. And they feel at this point that it's a success because all the Supes, well, they believe that all the Supes that were exposed had died. But we found out at the end of the episode that Soulja Boy maybe didn't die. I mean, we definitely saw him lose consciousness in the room, but his body sat up at the end of the episode. Now, does that mean he's alive? Does that mean he's some other version of alive? I mean, I'm not going to rule out zombies in this universe. So we're going to have to find out exactly what it means that he sat up and that he's not at least our definition of dead, and whether or not that's going to affect if the virus still remains harmless to humans, because in the beginning it was, but maybe now that Soulja Boy has survived it, it might have created a variant of this virus that is lethal to anyone who's in contact, but we're gonna have to find out. So I'm ready to jump into this episode. Let's do that. Just before I do, a reminder to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And also, if you'd like to catch this reaction uncut, you can do so on my Patreon. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
Zatknis.
Okay. Was that Zatknis? I'm learning Russian as we speak, guys. It's always good to learn how to cuss. Sorry to my Russian friends, that's probably completely wrong. There goes one. Okay, Russia is where Soulja Boy was, right? That's where they had him when they were testing on him. Not, I don't give a damn about my reputation in Russian. Folded my guy like a panini. Okay, whoever it is can fly. Ryan, why are you in Russia?
No one can know I was here.
Oh, Ryan, what's happened to you, bro?
Faith and family. Branded a traitor by
The way Jensen Ackles just has this resting bitch face that makes him look so pissy. I can't. And he's so chill IRL. It's just funny.
Working with our friends in the Kremlin to root out those sneaky traitors in Ukraine.
Turns out Russia isn't our enemy.
Wow. Wow.
We're grateful to Soulja Boy for his courage and sacrifice.
Like, do
We
the
hope that he
writers
can
in
forgive
this show just, I swear they smoke a fat one and just let it rip. What's going on? Okay, so he's not a zombie, I think. Uh-oh, we all know what happens to Homelander when he thinks someone's outshining him.
Poor sweet boy.
Flashing back to Madeline?
So very proud to say that this great hero
It's my
is
dad.
my father.
Had to do it. Yep. Yep, she's like, you just can't let anyone have the spotlight for more than 2 seconds, can you, little... Anyway.
People magazine, they're calling us America's sexiest.
Us? I don't think it's you, sir. I think it's him. One thing Jensen Ackles has never lacked is good looks.
If I knew the butcher had the virus, I wouldn't have.
Really?
Swear to God.
Mm-hmm.
Although I did tell you not to engage.
Mm-mm.
Lab results.
That phase.
We were there. They all got infected. We watched them die.
You didn't watch him die. Viruses are not 100%. You know that, right? Every virus, there's always somebody who's immune because of one little tick in their DNA you can't account for.
Bloodstream. Shit.
There we
V1
go.
was V1.
Didn't I say it was a different cocktail?
Who is Stormfront?
Dr. Vought's wife, Clara. I think you know her as Liberty. Point is,
He
V1's
definitely banged Liberty too. Ah, gross.
V1 is different. It looks like this.
Nothing for the virus to bind to.
You might have told us that before we tested it.
How would he know
hasn't
that you
been
didn't
in
account for
circulation
Soldier
since the
Boy?
1950s,
Exactly.
And I thought Soldier Boy was dead.
That part.
Now all I'm hearing is that this motherfucker is unkillable.
Not unkillable, but just a different recipe needed. Sorry, I'm so sorry. You did not need this in your mental state.
Does this mean that
I'm his son. Am I immune too?
No, you're not with V1.
your embryo was shot up with plain old garden variety V?
Immune to the virus, maybe even immortal.
Bring me some.
I can't.
Why not?
Thought destroyed every vial.
Thank God.
There's none left.
Could the vial still exist somewhere?
Could they not extract it from Soldier Boy?
We need to get to it before Homelander does.
Yeah, quickly.
Homelander hasn't been seen outside of the tower in days, which means he's probably scared of getting infected. And if you release this thing, he just flies up into fucking space until it's all over, right?
Yep. Homelander's a little. There's one thing about that man. He is very scared of his own mentality. Trust.
Thank God that stuff's in you. Saved you.
So jealous. He's so jealous.
You knew Butcher had the virus. You defrosted me just to send me into the fucking wood chip.
No,
Mhm.
no, I did not.
You did.
Because I'm gonna live,
And you're not.
and you'll die. If the virus doesn't get you. And when you're sitting in that wheelchair, shitting in a colostomy bag, I'll be running the 7, shitting on Sherry Lewis's tits.
Your kinks. I am shaming them.
You're pathetic.
Like his daddy.
Nothing at all.
Oh, that's the second person to tell you that in less than a week. That's gotta hurt. And you can't kill him like you did Noir. Or not Noir, well, Noir too, but like you did A-Train.
If we do get this V1, you and Kimiko could take some. I mean, it made Soldier Boy immune to the virus. It could make you immune too, like a vaccine.
We still don't know the full effects of what it's done to Soldier Boy, so I'm not really going on that theory yet.
Look, there's a chance.
Hello?
No.
Oh no, this is. Well, let's be nice. Let's play nice, guys. Let's play nice.
That won't be necessary.
Hi, Edgar.
We weren't expecting you. I take it Marie Moreau is running late.
Marie's not coming.
It's like I deal with Marie only.
She set this up, actually.
Can we see her? I miss her.
Soldier Boy has in his veins that made him immune to the virus you're working on with William Butcher.
Yes, entirely. He knows everything. Edgar's so much smarter than all of you. I'm so sorry. Bridie's like, I'm kind of a genius.
Why should I help the friends of a deranged man who murdered my daughter and orphaned my granddaughter?
That part.
Vicky meant a lot to me too. And what Butcher did was unforgivable, which is why he's not here.
But you're still working with him.
Yeah. It's complicated.
So you're gonna keep droning on like some fucking Black Mr. Spock, or you gonna help us out?
I mean, he really kind of is a Black Spock, though, isn't he? I don't hate it. I know that girl's right now going like, who's Spock? Who's Mr. Spock, Grandpa? Are we going to get anyone from Gen B here? Probably not yet. I feel like when we see them, it's going to be late in the season, sadly.
It's like an Abercrombie got fucked by a 7-Eleven while Arby's jerked off
Very
in the corner.
specific.
Ebro Mango Thunder body spray.
Fuck!
Everyone, this is Maverick.
Why is Maverick here? Yeah, hi.
You sang at my dad's funeral.
Maverick, hi.
Awkward.
They said a cartel supervillain killed my dad. Mr. Edgar was the only one that told me the truth.
Which truth?
It was Homelander.
Woo!
Homelander killed my
Dodge
dad.
that bullet. Yeah, Edgar's like, you owe me?
Oh, God.
Let it go, Huey.
That
Don't say
fucking
anything.
Motherfucker.
Marie Moreau? What are you trying to start your own teenage kicks or something?
Ew.
I believe
Maybe have a better
the
name.
children are our future. Maverick,
Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Dr. Vought stabilized the formula in the 50s and swept all mention of V1 under the rug, like every other sordid chapter in this company's history.
And you're sure there are no more doses left?
That he knows of.
This is every surviving file from Project Watts. If you want to look through them, be my guest.
It's paper, though. She hates you. I think it's just so funny that this is supposed to be like the daughter of Victoria, and Victoria in real life is married to Huey.
Then I woke up alone to see my mom ripped in half.
Sorry.
Then I got chucked into Red River because my dad is probably dead too.
About that.
So go fuck yourself.
Don't tell her yet. I do think she needs to know, but at this point, she tried to break her dad out, and I don't know if that's going to be the best idea. He's actually safer where he is, I think. Oh, God.
Pitiful disappointment you are.
Deep down, there's a part of you that's
Everybody who's ever known you.
You're nothing at all.
Not his first panic attack, huh? Like full blown. He's had a few like lingering in the past seasons, that high pitched ringing, but that's his first full blown panic attack. Oh no, not Maddie Jesus.
Boy.
Mises? Also, hello, Elizabeth Shue. Nice to see you again.
You're about to ascend.
So he's
Become immortal.
religious now?
With the love of the world.
That Baptist funeral really just shook him up, huh?
The one true God.
So he's had a full psychotic break?
The unfaithful in their own blood. Rip babies from their mother's wombs. Skin parents in front of their children.
Ryan may have to kill his own father.
The only ones left will be your faithful. And they will love you in their hearts. They'll cry happy tears at the mere thought of you.
I knew they'd make it creepy. I knew it. I knew it was going to get creepy at some point. Oh, they're still friends.
You texted. It's kind of far.
Anybody see you?
He has blood on his face.
Caught myself shaving.
Trust me, you don't need a shave.
Thank you. You put it nicer than I would have. Oh, okay.
So your grandpa's in there with them now? Is
Butcher.
Is Butcher in there?
Your daddy?
No. We can find him and kill him.
Kill Butcher?
Yeah, I don't think Ryan's down for that.
He's not worth it.
Ryan.
It's not worth you getting hurt. He'd kill you.
He probably would.
So I'm just supposed to fly away and hide with my dick in my hand.
Zoe.
Forget it.
You know what? Not my business. Oh, teen love. So angsty.
You think I couldn't smell the Tanqueray in your breath?
Oh, look at hey, Daddy.
I was planning to nick Zoe, text you from a phone and just wait for you to come running, but hey, fucking Christmas.
You deserve it. Let it take it. Yeah, he's not human anymore.
Nice one. Not like Mallory. You're a right tough lad, ain't you? Killing an old lady and fucking off to Russia.
Leave him alone. He should feel bad about it, though, but
Maybe I should just put you out of your misery.
you could, but you won't.
You could. But you won't.
Sorry.
We both love the same woman.
It's true.
And we both hate the same cunt.
Also true.
But we both know I ain't the bad guy here.
You're a bad guy. Not the bad guy, though.
I just need us to have a proper chat.
Ryan, can we help us? He can't help himself. That's kind of his daddy now. The one he wants.
Is that milk?
Better. Breast milk from the NICU at Mount Sinai.
Well, what, you asked me up here so I could watch you swim in tit
That's what?
I'd rather fist myself with a handful of razors. Besides,
It's always sexual with him.
Jones said there's no V1 to find.
Cleopatra Jones.
Just when I thought there was a ceiling to how fucking weird you could get.
Not with this man.
You are a disappointment.
Okay.
You see,
Oh no, please stay seated.
a reckoning is coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all I see is a freak. A freak with a bushel of gray pubes.
You didn't pluck them this time? Yeah, that's a vision you probably never ever want to see. Like your whole ball sweat's in there now, bro. Ugh.
Fuck is that?
Is he spraying like Axe body spray? Is this all low-key shade to Axe body spray?
You might want to lighten up on that Vibro Mango Thunder. That is.
Basically Axe.
I'm sorry about your dad.
Are you?
I don't care. He fucking killed my dad. It's the only thing I can think about.
I know that you want this to mean something, but it's never gonna make sense.
I just feel like you're making it worse, Huey.
Fall in love with someone.
I do have a girlfriend.
Really?
Sloan. She's an alpaca.
Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Keep the judgment off your face. Yeah, she's like, can you just leave him alone?
Yeah.
Because if he ever finds out the truth, it's going to seem like you were effing with him, which I know you weren't, but yeah, you're trying to absolve your conscience right now. You're not doing this for him.
Okay. Go with him.
Sounds good. I've been watching pornography and I'd like to try out some cunnilingus.
What?
He rocks up, you chuck the shit in his face. And that'll be it.
How do you know Ryan's not going to get...
He's gonna burn everything down, and you are the only one who can stop him. Normally, I don't put no stock in any of that bollocks about destiny. But if anyone's got one, it's you.
I throw this virus at him. What'll happen to me?
That part.
He'll die.
Thank you for being honest.
You're asking me to kill myself?
Sacrifice?
You wouldn't be the first lad to throw his life away in a war. But you would be the first to save the world doing it.
I hate this because the one thing Ryan doesn't want to do is, well, he's been killing a lot in Russia, but you know what I mean. It's so hard to judge what's going to happen because we know so little. Oh my God, they had to put that infuriating vehicle. Yes, him driving it makes so much sense. But yeah, the fact that like we don't know what's going on in Ryan's mind because we get very little dialogue from him as far as where his head's at.
Keep heading south.
I noticed back when I was editing episode 1 that I missed that someone was saying that Noir keeps disappearing for a couple hours a day. So this is definitely not Noir.
Cyber trucks are the entourage of cars.
Oh my God, I'm glad they said something. I hate those vehicles so bad.
We could travel. I can DJ in Berlin.
No DJing, please. Frenchie, you're almost 40. It's enough.
Do you want that for your kids?
Of course not.
Kids?
Which is why I would never have any.
She's pregnant. Damn, they've been reunited for 15 seconds.
You want children?
3. 2 girls and a boy, a house by the water, and maybe.
Okay, maybe she's not. Whew, I was like, that's record time if that's the case.
I just want a place to call home.
That's valid. But I do think that Frenchie should do some therapy and speech therapy and all the therapies like you said in the other episode before he has kids. Just saying. He's got a lot to work through still.
Me old man.
You too close?
Ah,
And then he'd come home and beat the living daylights out of Len and me. Laugh about it with his mates. Yeah, he was a right cunt.
Where is he now?
indeed, where is he? Oh,
I put him there just the other day.
wow. Billy's not letting anything, he's not hiding anything anymore. So he's like, so see, I killed my dad. Now, Ryan, you. Jeez.
That I might turn into my dad.
That's a choice.
I don't know.
Because your mom raised you different.
All I do is just hurt people. I can't be around anyone.
That's how Billy feels.
Without us, the world is a better, safer place.
I don't know if I like this line of thinking. Not when Ryan's at such a,
I'll do it.
he's at such a volatile juncture in his life right now.
Insurgency, counterinsurgency, liberation, crackdown. Round and round she goes.
Is now a good time to say I've always found you super fucking creepy?
He's so nice, though, and attractive.
So Fort Harmony was an army hospital where Frederick Vaught worked.
Why is that square blurry?
Means it's being blocked by satellites.
If there's any more left out there, that would be the fucking place to look.
Proximity alarm.
Were you followed?
Hell no. Homelander's looking for V1 just like we are. It's only a matter of time before he found you.
No, that's not for you.
Oh, thank fuck.
She can keep going, yeah.
Has anyone seen Zoe?
I thought she went back in. Okay. Zoe's gonna end up being a problem. I feel like we're gonna lose Edgar this season, guys, and it breaks my heart. I mean, just because I love his character. It's not to say he doesn't deserve it. Oh, she's gonna go and try to find Butcher herself. That's too bad. Oh, she's gonna find her dad.
Zoe. Oh my God, Zoe. Told me Zoe was dead. And he's the one who killed Vicky, not Homelander. Fucking psycho.
Liars. Okay, that makes more sense. I had a feeling lies were afoot, but
Let them go.
She tried to kill us both.
She should grow up like a kid, not like us. Go.
they're gonna be dead, or one of them's gonna be dead very soon. I hate to say it. This was the safest place he could be.
What are you packing? Whoa.
A lot. He does love him a good cigar.
My father spent his whole life fighting Vaught. And here I am, smoking a fucking cigar with Stan Edgar.
I remember your...
Really? What do you remember?
And one small-time Harlem lawyer made them work weekends and holidays.
Period.
You won't win either. You're fighting an unbeatable foe. You know that, right?
Who? Vaught?
Please.
Greed.
More powerful in nature or life itself.
Greed.
We're just cogs in a great machine. And we all have our part to play. When superheroes go out of fashion, something else will just take
So I'm saying a new evil's brewing as we speak.
When this is all over, you're aiming to run Vought again, ain't you?
Like I said, we all have our part to play.
He gonna kill you now.
I have a part to play too. And that's to put a bullet in your fucking skull.
I feel like if there's anyone who should be running Vought, to be perfectly honest, I prefer Stan Edgar be the person. Really and truly.
Sign up for the Homelander Youth and be tomorrow's hero.
The HY? As in like the HJ?
I want you to put crime analytics on finding the V1. It's out there.
You know that anyone can figure it out quickly, it would be Sage.
Vought destroyed the original formula. That could take years.
Skip animal testing. We have camps full of criminals. Just start using them.
Sure.
Just drinking breast milk in daylight now, huh?
Howdy, boss. What are you drinking?
What do you think? Girl, you know you couldn't give it to you. That little 2 minutes of you being his wet nurse was never gonna last.
Gen 5 7-round capacity with a crisp fucking break.
Well, mine's a much longer barrel.
Can y'all just find a corner and just rut it out and say, spare us, please? I beg, please.
That little Glock, that's good for a late night Harlem stroll, but this here, that's a certified crowd killer.
Thank you, Mina.
Wow. Everybody, you know what? I'm with Billy. They all need to die.
I haven't fucked that hard since I railed Sherry Lewis on the balcony of Studio 54.
What's this obsession with Sherry Lewis?
Hey, why the hairless pussy? I mean, what's the point of going down there if you're not gonna get a fat face full of fur?
My innocence!
You shouldn't say that about your son.
Well, he thinks he's better than me.
He doesn't.
Because he's a weak, empty shell of a
That I can
man.
read people.
Yeah.
And the way he looks at you.
It's not exactly a compliment, doll.
Right? To have a sociopath, psychopath, weirdo look at you like that is not.
Gary Busey. Oof.
That's not a compliment.
Well, my mom told me all about you. You boy, where's he been?
My Aunt Judy's been looking after him.
Does he still hump everything?
He's too weak now.
Ryan?
Kamiko? Wait, you can talk.
Right? He's like, catch me up. What happened?
Where is Samir?
We let him leave with Zoe. We're not all monsters, you fucking monster.
That's the best you got. I get it.
You thought I'll never make war. So back off.
Be good, Butcher. Frenchie quick with figuring out how to stop him, though.
We don't have a month. He's gonna burn everything down like you said. Let's just go now.
We can't go up against him now. Between him and Soldier Boy?
You said I was the only one who could stop him. You said it was my destiny.
With the virus.
Without that germ, you'd just be another stupid kid on a fucking suicide run.
I actually think he's stronger than his dad.
Same old lying, pathetic asshole.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's crazy because, like, Billy is lying, but he's also being extremely straightforward at the same time, if that makes sense.
Once all the bodies are down and the smoke clears, we'll come out and get you. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Maverick. Be careful.
And he's like, this guy's gonna hate you so bad, Huey.
Huey.
I get where it's coming from, but I just don't think it's gonna be received that way.
I mean, if we find the V1, I think we should give him some.
Huey.
You're gonna want to give it to all the soups, babe? Like,
It's been a long time since I've been around someone who is actually trying to make things better instead of stopping them from getting worse.
we need a mix of both.
You think the V1 can save us?
We don't know. We don't even know whether or not you guys taking more V is not gonna have a horrible adverse reaction, but... Oh yeah, I forgot Sniffer was there.
Hey, I got an invisible kid here. It stinks like V-Bro Mango Thunder bodies.
Who's Butcher's crew? You know, it's that sus French student, Starlight's boyfriend. What's his name? Want to see Howie? They blew him up.
You don't remember Huey's name?
Saw with my own eyes.
I didn't think it was gonna come full circle so soon.
Does it look like the Deep is talking to an invisible person?
Yeah, y'all screwed.
Fuck.
I feel like this may be where Edgar dies. What?
Slithery motherfucker.
I mean, that is how Edgar... Oh. Well.
I mean, instant karma, but fuck.
Yeah. So the Deep's not as stupid as he looks. He knows something's up with Noir.
Sorry, bro.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Didn't take off the mask. Interesting. He is as dumb as I thought he was. You think you take off the mask and check because this is not the type of noir they're used to. Oh, you know what? Her and him have some beef.
Mango Thunder, motherfucker!
Take that with your enhanced senses, bitch.
Where's Yuri?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed my dad.
Yeah.
Is that why you were telling me all that weird shit about letting go?
Didn't I say he was gonna come back? I just didn't think it'd be in the same episode. Damn.
And I felt all this hate, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it. It's not the answer.
It's the only answer, motherfucker. Ah!
He's not the nicest kid, honestly. You need Marie Moreau to fight this guy. Or find something to make him not so invisible. Do you have any of that? That must have been so I feel like these fights are so fun to film. Although he probably is up against somebody with a green suit on. I don't think it was Huey. Thank you for making it quick. Still here. Plot armor. Sorry, Mavs. Reality check, huh?
I'm really glad you called. I knew you would.
Did you?
Pretended to care about me.
I do care about you, son. I love you.
You don't even know what the word means, sadly.
I need to ask you.
For my forgiveness?
No! God, for what?
I am going to live forever now.
Not if I can help it.
Did you rape my mom?
What?
Of course he did.
Of course not.
Of course he did.
A consensual affair between two
Your
adults.
heart's racing.
Yep, because you're lying.
And frankly...
Because why would you be scared of Ryan?
Ryan. Your mother, she came on to me.
Yeah, keep talking about his mama. He actually had one.
Buddy, look what came out of it. My son, a blessing.
Ryan is a blessing, but do not don't you at all try to justify that act.
Ah, Ryan, look at what you made me do.
It's always everyone else, hey, Homelander?
It's okay. My sweet, sweet boy.
So this is from the preview. He's going to beat him bloody right now. People were talking in the comments of the trailer who he was beating bloody here, and I had a feeling it was Ryan. Wow, this invincible moment.
And Homelander's got Edgar. If he wasn't already close to finding V1, he is now.
We are so fucked.
Edgar will die before he tells him. That's the one thing I do have
Moving
some...
away on some poor girl fucked.
Hey, maybe we lay off the porn.
I think so. But yeah, Edgar will never give up. He'll die first.
A troop of Boy Scouts was found dead in the woods near this Fort Harmony. The rib cages of their tiny buddy ripped open.
How's that good news? Keep going?
And this is good news?
Right?
The files are no longer redacted?
Okay.
Let's keep digging. I kept the cigar. And another day, another time, you and Edgar would have been besties. It's too bad.
You could have died, Huey.
I'm okay. I'm here.
But I think if that happened, I wouldn't come back from that. This was easier when I was on my own.
Annie.
Yeah. Well, if you go with the whole I can't be around anybody when I'm doing crazy stuff, how different are you than Butcher? He's okay. Take him home. Now he's going to think he's blessed. We're definitely losing Edgar this season. Since it's the final season, I can accept it. So sorry, Edgar. I know that's got to stink. I feel like Homelander don't bathe more than once every 6 years.
We have much to discuss.
Probably just stinking of stale milk. Ah, God! Don't you do that! Don't you do that to him! Respect for the elderly. That's your son, Billy. Take care of your son properly, even though you have no idea how. A mess. A mess, a mess, a mess. Okay, guys. Well, that was episode 3. And, well, you know, it just wouldn't be a season of The Boys unless things went horrifically off track at some point, right? So many things they couldn't have accounted for, but that is the name of the game. particularly in the virus game, right? But yeah, we see early on in the episode, it looks like Soldier Boy he's just immune. Like the virus did what it did, like kind of like, you know, I think the most recent example we can refer to is, you know, the vid, Miss Rona, that we just went through, right? Unfortunately, a lot of people sadly did not survive it, but a lot of people did get it. And, you know, their symptoms range from, you know, what was effectively like a simple cold or a few sniffles to being as bad as being hospitalized, but they still survived. And now one could probably say that they probably aren't going to ever necessarily I shouldn't say ever, but the chances of them dying of it or even contracting it again are significantly less. But that's just the way of viruses, right? Like some people can get them and then their bodies adapt. And then, you know, in the case of Soldier Boy, in this case, he's effectively going to be immune now, at least to that strain of the virus. So this is, you know, we see that everyone was freaking out about it, but, you know, I don't know why Samir didn't think about the fact that there would be let me take that back. Let me take it back. Samir don't deserve that stray. He thought that the only person who had V1, which would be who's living right now, Soldier Boy, he thought he was dead, right? Everyone thought Soldier Boy was dead. The only person who knew he wasn't, I believe, is Billy. I'm pretty sure Billy knew he was put back on ice, but I guess he thought that, you know, he would never be found, effectively. But anyway, because they didn't know that anyone with that first strand would still be around, how can you test against it, right? And then again, how is Soldier Boy supposed to show up, right? If Soldier Boy had not shown up that day, then they could have effectively tested the virus on those people, and then they would have known that Soldier Boy was out there, and then that's when, you know, Samir could have been like, oh, FYI, he's on a different form of V, so we're gonna have to, you know, create a whole new strand, right? So anyway, obviously that sucks because what they know, the boys and crew know, of course, Homelander has found out, and now he knows that there is a way for him to be immune to this virus, especially now that he knows the virus could work. And also the fact that if this V is so strong that it's immune to this particular virus's symptoms, that this probably means that they're immortal. I don't actually think that's true, by the way. I think it just means that he's got a longer lifespan than Homelander, but I don't think it's true immortality. But either way, Homelander's now obsessed, right? Because that broke him, right? The fact that he thought his dad died, but then he didn't. And then what's more is, like, I love how they showed right at the beginning that the second people started to show admiration and like and any form of attention to his dad, he immediately, oh, I'm his son. Oh, we're the coolest people. Oh, we need to be the same. No, I need to be better. You know, it's what everyone keeps telling Homelander since season 1, right? He's just this huge gaping hole of need to be admired and need to be just kind of worshipped almost, because again, we all know from last season that he was built to crave human affection and to crave human approval. And it's just become so twisted and so obsessive over the years that now it's like he can't function anymore without it. And, you know, it's Vought's fault. Like, if we're putting it out there, it is Vought's fault that he's like this, but, you know, Homelander's made a lot of choices to allow himself to end up this bad. But anyways, we see that, like, I mean, I'm calling it a psychotic break, right? Homelander's always been like this close to crazy anyway, but after seeing that, once again, his dad looked at him and was like, you're nothing, you're pathetic, without your powers, you're either just a shell of a man, you know, just, I love how they showed the collage since season 1 of people telling him that he is nothing, including himself, which, remember, was it season 4 or season 3, where Homelander kept having that inner, you know, the inner voice being represented in the mirror. Like, he knows this, right? The reason why it hurts so much when these people say this to him is because he subconsciously knows it's true. His inner talk, his deep inner voice is telling him, you ain't shit. You've never been, you're never gonna be. These powers are all you have. And again, that is not necessarily his fault. Like, that was the world that created him. Vought, they created him to be a product. They created him to be a mascot. They created him to be a weapon and a tool. They never created him to be a person, but they used a human's DNA, where humans need things like love and affection and bonds and social ties and all those things in order to be healthy and function. And they didn't realize that. And remember back in season 1 when he met the main scientist who worked with him growing up, and that scientist was like, that's where we realized we screwed up with you. Like, we should have given you a family. We should have given you that balance. We thought we could just counteract it with telling you that you're supposed to be this protector of men. And basically, like I said, they tried to detach the human side of him and just turn him into this machine, and he's not. In the end, like I said, he is still just this scared little boy who's looking for a mom's approval, looking for any type of real love and connection, and at the same time been brainwashed into believing that he's not supposed to need these things, therefore he's weak, therefore he's a problem. So, like, again, they created this perfect cocktail of psychosis in this man. And, you know, this is what we're all having to live with now. But yes, after hearing all of this and then him just reminiscing over the fact that anybody and everybody that he's ever tried to feel some level of connection with, even though he doesn't know how to connect with people because he was never taught properly, they've all told him the same thing. You're nothing. Right? You're no one, you're disappointing. You know, I don't want to be around you because there is nothing here outside of the powers. And so, like I said, I do believe that him seeing Mazes, actually, maybe it's speaking of Madeline Jesus, Mazes, him seeing her was absolutely, in my opinion, a psychotic break. Like last season, I think it was last season when he was talking to the mirror version of himself, that was already like 2 steps towards it. But now this is like, and I'm not a psychologist, by the way, I'm not in any form of I'm not in any form of mental health as far as like a profession. It's just something that I like, you know, as an interest. And, you know, my completely non-medical, you know, look at this is that he had a psychotic break. I think he's like, that's it. And I think that this season was going to happen. I'm not surprised this is happening this season. I think that the writers always intended to make it a point of no return for Homelander, because one thing I've loved about his character since season 1 is that he's not just a run-of-the-mill mustache twirling villain, right? It's easy to do that. It's easy to write that. He's not. He actually is truthfully a very pitiable character. However, if you have to get to a point of taking someone who has very clearly been wronged, and Homelander has been, you know, all the atrocities he's done aside, he's been horrifically wronged as a person. He is still a human despite everything, and he has been horrifically wronged by any and everyone who was part of his formative years. He doesn't deserve in that manner, like it should be something where he could be fixed or healed, but they needed to get him to a point where taking him out was literally the only option, right? Like, or I should say the only option that we can see, so that if he does in fact die this season, we understand why and recognize that that was probably the only step that was really going to save everybody. And the reason I say it's not necessarily the only option is because we don't know whether, like, they've mentioned Marie Moreau this season, so a couple of times now, and I know that they're supposed to be, I know that Marie and Jordan are supposed to make an appearance at some point. I think the series show, I know that the showrunner did say that they're not going to play like a major part in the season, so like people who are getting excited if thinking it's going to be like multi-episode team up, you know, let those delusions go. But the point I'm bringing up is that we know that Marie's ability, and also Soulja Boy, if we're looking at it, both of them have the ability to remove V from the blood, right? Soulja Boy's ability burns it out of the blood, whereas Marie's, she actually has the ability, I think, especially now, we can just assume that she's fine-tuned and grown her power since, she can probably literally pull the V out of your system, cell by cell, right? So all that to say that the other option really would be that they could turn Homelander into a human, take all the V out of his system and make him a regular Joe, and then stick him someplace where he'd never get access to V again. That, I think, would actually cause him to die. That would completely rob him of his will to live, I think. But anyway, I don't think we're gonna get there. I don't think we're gonna get the chance to do that. I really think that it's gonna have to be the end. And I do think in Homelander's case, it's going to be a relief, because I don't know if what he has going on up there is fixable in this world of what we've got. I really don't. There's just too much. There's too many layers of damage there. And on top of that, like I said, on top of just all the wrongs that happened to him to create this perfect cocktail of crazy that he is, he's gone and done all these things that he knows are wrong, right? That's why the plane video still bothers him, right? He knows he's done that. He knows he's hurt so many people, and he knows intrinsically that it's wrong. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with him. Like, he's crazy. And now that he thinks there's a possibility, like, you know, that whole vision of Madeline showing up and telling him that, you know, he's supposed to be the next Messiah, that's just the last ditch, you know, prayer effort of him to like feel like there's got to be something that I can be or do to make me lovable, to make me desirable, to make people finally never want to leave me and never want to judge me in a bad way, so that I'm going to be, you know, loved and cared for and appreciated, right? That's all he really wants. That's all this really boils down to. So that's where this crazy Messiah complex has come in, and hilarious because Homelander's not religious. We know that. Like, this is not, he doesn't believe in God, but just the idea, just needing something to cling on to for him to feel like he's relevant. Like, this is why he's now obsessed with this idea. But obviously we know that him getting his hands on V1, if it is in fact going to have the result that everyone's assuming, Homelander cannot have it, because the fact that his mind said the only way to deal with anyone who dares to oppose him in any way is to do some of the most atrocious things that I'm not even going to repeat, like, he needs to be stopped. There's no doubt about that. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on with Homelander, right? He's obsessed with finding V1, and I don't know, like I said, now that he's got Edgar, he's gonna hurt Edgar. There's no doubt about that. Like, he's to the point now where the fear of hurting the people he respected is no longer necessarily there anymore. But I do think that Edgar, because his love for Zoe and his understanding of how the ramifications of Homelander getting that serum are, I could be wrong, but I really think he'll die before he tells him. The only way that Edgar will break is if Homelander gets to Zoe. If Homelander finds Zoe and Samir, which is not going to be hard, I hate to say it, like, I do think they're going to get caught, and that's the only thing I can think of that would make Edgar break, is the idea that Zoe will be killed. So he will probably tell him that to save Zoe. He's going to die. I feel like I would be so shocked if they don't kill Edgar this season. I'm really praying they don't. But, you know, the grand scheme of things, I don't think he's important enough to the story for them to keep alive. But we'll see. Could be wrong about that. I'm praying that I'm wrong about it. But he gonna get messed up. There's no doubt about that. What else do we have here? Yeah, the group kind of finding Edgar again, learning more about what happened at Test V1, finding out where there might be more vials if there are any. I do think there's going to be at least one golden vial that's going to become another plot point this season. I don't need there to be too much of that, honestly, just because I think we have enough going on outside of the quest for V1, but I do think it's going to become something that's, the fact that we brought it up, and now that we think that it's the key to immortality or making a soup near untouchable, I think is important, because the question that still remains to me about all these V serums is that, okay, fine, we found out that V1 is immune to this particular virus, which doesn't mean that it's immune to every virus, by the way, but it's immune to this particular virus. And that the fact that we see that Soulja Boy clearly ages a lot slower than Homelander does. Mind you, he was also on ice for like 20 years, so I don't think that really counts, but I do believe they already brought out that even despite that, it was showing that he was like aging maybe a year for every 10 he was living. But I think that outside of that, we don't know that it's like the serum. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's like the formula, because I still think that Homelander can do more damage to Soulja Boy than not, right? And I mean, Marie is supposed to be of the same stock as Homelander, right? They're supposed to be both Odessa babies, but I just have a sneaking suspicion that the Odessa version that Marie was given is not the same as Homelander's. I don't know why. My gut's just telling me that her version was slightly different, because I feel like she's more powerful than Homelander. I think she is stronger than him by a lot, and it's supposed to be the same strand. And I just don't believe that between Homelander, who was given or was created in the early 80s, compared to Marie, who was born in, what was that, 2000? No, it's not 2000, like 96, 97, she's supposed to be born in, something like that. No, 2000. How old was Marie supposed to be? She's supposed to be like 20, right? So sorry, yeah, she was like 2000 something. Point is, you can't tell me that in the 30 odd years, I just don't believe that Godolkin never touched Odessa again. That doesn't make sense to me. I feel like it was tweaked. I think that Marie's Odessa is probably more potent or better in some ways than what Homelander was given. All that to say that I'm not necessarily certain that getting V1 is going to be the answer, if that makes sense. And I also don't know that, like I said, I don't know that stacking the V is going to work the way that they expect. I mean, how hilarious would it be if this season ended with Homelander like exploding because he took too much That would be crazy. But anyways, rolling it back, it'll be interesting to see if this theory actually comes to fruition as far as the viruses. But anyway, that was kind of a long divergence, but all that to say that we'll see what happens. Edgar probably will give it up. As I said, I really don't want it to be like a huge thing to search for V1, but I feel like if anyone's going to get the V1 and actually end up administering it, I think it's going to be one of two characters. I think it's either going to be Ryan or Marie. That's my theory thus far. But anyway, we'll have to see. Speaking of Ryan, good segue. It was good to see him again. I've been asking about him since episode 1. He's just been hiding out because obviously taking out Mallory was huge for him. He'd never actually purposely killed anyone before that happened. And, you know, again, that was a moment of anger. And I don't think it was necessarily like some deep premeditated thing, but it was still intentional. And it goes against what he's been raised to do and raised to believe. We know that his mom did a great job and she put a lot of time and effort into giving Ryan the best moral compass she could, knowing that it was going to be skewed somewhat by the world and the fact that he had powers. And we see that, you know, it hasn't been great. Like he went all the way as far as Russia, but, you know, he got found and the first thing he did was kill everyone. So I'm like, that part unfortunately is a bit of I think that was his dad's influence, unfortunately, being around all these soups who kept telling him for a very long time that he could do whatever he wanted because he has these powers. You know, Ryan of season 2 would not have gone and folded, you know, soldiers in half, right? He didn't have to go do that. He could have just knocked them all out. But like I said, he can't have anyone know he was there. But I'm like, and you think no one's gonna find those bodies and see that you lasered someone in the face, Ryan? Like, there's not a ton of people out there that can do that. But anyway, we see that he's been basically on the run, but still keeping in contact with Zoe. That makes sense though, because they showed way back when they met in season 2, season 3, and yeah, they showed that the two of them very much kind of took a liking to each other because they're kind of in the same position of being two soup kids. But anyway, we see that leads to him getting it back in touch with Butcher. I was kind of hoping they would have a better conversation, but you know, Butcher's just in this place that, again, I still feel like his powers affect him in a way that makes him a little bit more cold and distant than the real Billy. I could be wrong about that, but I definitely feel like he's been way more emotionally withdrawn since these snake powers got into him. But either way, you know, I'm glad that, as I said in the episode, Billy's been both overly blunt, but also still kind of up to his old tricks. But I do like that he's been very clear, like ever since this season started, he's not really BSing anyone, right? Back in season 1 and 2, he would kind of try to finesse and dance with the truth and twist it up a little bit. But this season, he's been very much like this, truth, reality. Like, he's not holding anything back, even if it's hurtful. And I don't hate it because we're at a place now where we kind of need to be that honest. But because it's Ryan and because their last interaction was so tense, I kind of hope that Billy would have had a bit more finesse when talking to him, but that wouldn't have been Billy, right? That's not Billy. He's not really known for his tact, but all the same, you know, it was just kind of sad seeing that Ryan is still very much kind of reaching out to Billy in his own way. Like, he wants that paternal, like, connection. He still wants that love and affection from somebody who knew his mom. But also we saw that in that time they bonded, what was that, in season 3 or season 2? Like, he really did attach himself to Billy emotionally. And so, yeah, this whole thing has been very hard on him. And, you know, I think he really just wanted Billy to feel like he was reaching back in Ryan's direction. And that's why when he came to him in this whole situation, Ryan kind of interpreted it as, oh, Billy actually does like me. He actually does need me. He sees a purpose in me. And of course, Billy kind of like, well, Billy didn't really lie to him about the purpose. He just kind of lied to him about the fact that he thought Ryan was strong enough to go up against Homelander, right? And again, did he really say that? He didn't, actually. I might have to go back and watch, but I'm pretty sure that Billy never told Ryan, you can take your dad on. He said, you're the only person your dad will come out for. You can draw your dad out. I can't, right? So anyways, maybe Ryan interpreted that as like, I'm this great prophecy that's going to come along to do whatever. But anyway, we see that unfortunately, you know, when things didn't go according to plan, of course, with the virus being destroyed and now them having to go back to square one and figure everything out, Billy was in fact protecting Ryan by telling him, like, don't go up against your dad, like, you're not strong enough yet. And Ryan took that as him like, oh, you don't believe in my skills, like, you don't think that I'm useful to you because I'm not as strong as Homelander. And that's not, I think, what Billy meant at all. But he kind of let him know that, yeah, like, I let you believe whatever you wanted to believe because I needed you to do the plan, and that's what I do, right? That's kind of been me since forever. But yeah, in the end, like I said, the fact that Billy was the one to find Ryan after he went after his dad, like, Billy does love that kid, but, you know, Billy is much like Homelander in that neither of them really know a healthy way to express love to the people that they do love. And it's sad, right? That's just a sad product of their upbringing and the choices they've made. But Billy does love Ryan. I do believe that. I think he does look at him as much as a son as he could, but his trauma, his own daddy issues, and the way that his father raised both him and his brother, like, Billy just does not know a healthy way to connect with a son as much as he probably wants to. But anyways, we'll see what happens when he picks up the pieces of Ryan here, because that's gotta hurt, right? Even though Ryan was never that keen on Homelander, I don't think he ever thought that his dad would really beat him like that. So yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a reckoning for him, but Billy being there and being the one to find him, I think was very important. So we'll see what happens when they actually have their conversation, if they have one. After all that's done, what else did we have this episode? The whole thing with Maverick, not much to say on that. Like, obviously, as I said during the episode, Huey was just trying to absolve his own conscience over what happened. I knew it'd come back to him, but as I said, I didn't think it'd be this episode. But, it's something that, I understand where he was coming from, but I was like, dude, I think you're doing a bit too much. Like, unless you're going to be perfectly honest with him right here, right now, what you're doing does feel a little bit like you're making fun of him. And that's why, unfortunately, it came down to a head-to-head battle, and now he's gone. Now Maverick's line is gone, at least as far as we know anyways. So that's a little bit sad, but not really, because I didn't care much about Maverick, honestly. But yeah, that's kind of what that was all about. Nothing really deeper there. Annie and Huey still kind of having the same conflict as episode 1, where Annie is still very much reconciling the person she thinks she needs to be to fight this war versus who she thinks Huey is. Her comment about how he's trying to make things better while she's trying to keep it from getting worse. They're kind of on different tracks philosophically right now, which compared to season 1, they were very much on the same track. But I mean, both of them have had to do things that have been morally compromising to them in order to do what they think they needed to do in order to either fight Homelander or protect themselves. But I do think that Annie's had to do more than Huey, right? And again, that's because everyone kind of instinctively tries to protect Huey because of his whole golly gosh, gee whiz, Jiminy Cricket, as Billy would call it, kind of persona, right? Everyone kind of tries to protect Huey's innocence. Whereas with Annie being a soup, she kind of assumed that she should just go ahead and do some of the dirtier work because, So anyways, I'm sure they're going to work it out at some point during the season. But yeah, that seems to be their conflict this season. And it's not done yet, right? Annie's still trying to figure out the best way to reconcile that. Yeah, who's Noir? That's still an outstanding question. I kind of talked about it during the episode, but yes, I when I went back and was editing episode 1, I realized that they mentioned that Noir keeps disappearing. Obviously, we've seen he has not said a single word all season compared to previous seasons since the new Noir came. He was a chatterbox, especially around the deep. And so he hasn't been saying anything. He's been going off on his own. And they said he kept disappearing like every afternoon or something like that. So they're dropping hints that a lot of people have suspected that this Noir is not Noir. But who is it if it's not, right? Who would be bold enough and brave enough to impersonate Noir, knowing his proximity to Homelander, right? So anyways, that's what I said. In this episode, when the Deep knocked Noir out, I really thought he was going to pull off the mask and see if it was actually him, but he just left. He just wanted to keep the soul, he didn't want to get in trouble with Homelander again, right? Because he thinks that Homelander likes Noir more, which I don't know why he would think that. But anyway, I'm very curious as to who that might be. I think that was pretty much all that really happened in this episode. I think, like I said, the main thing I'm looking at now is that now that the virus is gone and that the main person who made the virus has destroyed all the active, he destroyed everything that was kind of there to make a new batch. Frenchie was exposed to it though, so I do think he can now recreate it if necessary, but the time it would take, and then again, we have to tweak it for V1, again, I don't know. Considering we're already on episode 4 going forward, and we're probably only getting 8 episodes this season, I don't think we're gonna have time to rejig the virus. I feel like the virus idea is kind of, they're toying with the morality of it, and that's why I feel like they're not gonna go that route because, as Huey brought out again this episode, Maverick is kind of problematic, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of soups who don't deserve to just die because of this virus. And, if we know there's an alternative potentially in V1, it's not fair to decide that only, say, Kumiko and Annie get to get it and everybody else has to, it gets into that very morally messy place. So I do feel like that the virus is never going to become a real thing as far as what takes out Homelander. I still think it's going to be between his dad or Ryan that ends up doing it. Butcher would be the most poetic, he might be the killing blow, but I think it's going to be I feel like it's going to be a family affair. Let's put it that way. Or just out there theory, like I said, maybe Homelander gets his hands on V1, takes it, thinks it's going to make him into a god, and it actually ends up having a horrible adverse reaction. That would be crazy karma, but I feel like that's too easy. We'll have to see. I'm really also waiting to see when the Gen V people are going to pop up. I know they're coming, and I can't help it. I just love the idea of the crossover with them meeting the rest of the crew. Oh, and last thing, I was thinking about it, and maybe this is just me still being mildly in denial. It might be possible that Marie might bring A-Train back. I understand if she doesn't. If they decide to let A-Train stay dead, I'm okay with that because, his sacrifice is meaningful. But at the same time, I hate the idea of him having that beautiful redemption arc and that growth arc from season 1 and have it end like this. If he can get the chance of not being a prime example of no good deed goes unpunished. I don't know. I feel like Marie could do it. We'll have to see. I pray that might be one of the reasons that she's there. If not to kill Homelander, bring back A-Train, please. Yeah, again, this was a good episode. I did enjoy it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I'll see you in the next one.